If you're a beginner at the gym, you've probably heard millions of advice. You've probably heard people tell you to do this, follow this plan, follow that plan. But nobody tells you certain things that can only be learned through experience. And here are 5 things that you need to start applying into your daily gym life. So number 1 would be having a gym bro. Now, having a gym bro is such an important component of working out. Having a gym bro is not just having somebody to go to the gym with. It is something much more than that. It is having somebody to connect with, having somebody to share a hobby with. In this case, it's working out. Having somebody with the same goals and same interests as you. And that is getting jacked. And I know that most people think that working out is the way to go. But I would like to disagree. Now, the reason why you need to have a gym bro is knowledge. When I was starting to work out, I did not have a gym bro. I was hitting the gym every single day. I was trying to learn as much as possible from YouTube, from the gym trainers, but I was making a very little amount of progress, and I was stagnant in the gym. So I finally got a gym bro who was a beginner as well. So while I was working with him, it was fun to work out. We were learning things together. We were applying new things into our physiques, all these things. But it's nowhere near to having a gym bro with much more knowledge than you, who is much more advanced than you, who has been in the gym for a longer time than you. My original gym bro, who was also a beginner, left the gym, and I was back to working out alone. And thankfully, with an extroverted nature, I was able to find a friend who had been in the gym for 2.5 years before me and was a lot more knowledgeable than me. So while I was working out with him, I learned so much. I gathered so much information from him that it helped me a lot in my fitness journey. Without the things that he taught me, without the things that he made me do at the gym while I was starting out, without all these things, I don't think I would have made as much progress as I have. Because learning things from YouTube and learning things by yourself is much more difficult than learning it from somebody else. And I know some of you might think that, how am I supposed to find a gym bro? Now, finding a gym bro, yes, I know it can be difficult, but the best way to find a gym bro is to be a cool person. Because you see, most of the people who have been in the gym for longer than you, most of the people who have been working out for a long time, are most of the times very cool. They are cool people. They have cool personalities. And they do not like to associate with people who are not cool, who have a nerdy nature, who are not in touch with popular things, who do not have a popular personality. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a popular kid to make friends at the gym, but having a cool nature and a cool personality definitely helps you when you're trying to make friends at the gym. Now, when I was starting out, I was 16 when I did. Thankfully, I was more of a cool person. Now, I'm not boasting or anything, and I'm not being overconfident, but yeah, I would like to say that I was rather cool. I was relatively cool than most of my friends, because I used to do things that cool people did. I used to hang out with cool people. And the person who I was working out with, the advanced gym bro, was also a cool person. So we were able to connect very quickly, and we were able to make conversation. We were able to do things as friends very quickly, because both of us were rather cool people. Alright, so being cool makes gym bros. So other than knowledge, they push you to do better, because they know that the only way to progress at the gym is by getting out of your comfort zone. And they have been through this, so they will make you go through it as well. And as you get stronger, as you get more knowledge from this person, then you can start to compete with this person. Which brings me to my second point, which is competition. Now, most people say that competition is not good. Most people say that The only person that you need to be competing with is your past self. While that is true, I would say that competition is very important, especially with other men, because first of all, humanity thrived because of competition. Not just humanity, every single species that is alive on earth, every single species that has evolved on earth has evolved because of competition. Because if you were not one of the best, you would have not been able to pass on your genetics. Similarly, at the gym, if you're not competing with another person, then best believe that you will not make progress. I have my gym bro who competes with me all the time. His name's Sanidya. He literally competes with me at a competitive level. Now, there's a difference between competing, just casually competing, and competing in a competitive level. I will be doing a set of, let's say, incline bench, and I will have done one set for 12 reps. And when it's his turn to do the set, he will do 13 reps. And in the next set, I'll do 14 reps. And like that, every single time we are one-upping each other, which not just makes us win the other person, it also makes both of us benefit from that competition, because both of us are trying to do better than the other, which means that we are getting better each set, each rep, and each day. So it makes your progress so much easier to follow. And if you take this principle and apply it to other aspects, for example, we have Eddie Hall. When Eddie Hall was trying to break the world record for the deadlift, the world record was only about 435 or 430, I don't know exactly, but around that. And he was competing with other very strong people who were beating the world record again and again. And Eddie Hall was doing that as well. So what Eddie Hall had to do was increase that world record by such a big amount that other people would not have been able to compete with him. So he increased the world record from 465 all the way to 500 kilograms, and it had never been lifted before. So he increased the world record by such a drastic amount that most people were not able to compete with him, which made him win, until Thor lifted 501 kilograms. Even 1 kg made him better than Eddie Hall. Now, while Eddie Hall called it fake, Thor was still trying to progress. And Thor made more progress than Eddie Hall, because Thor was constantly trying to compete with Eddie Hall. And eventually Thor was able to lift 510 kg, and he was able to lift 505 kg. And he became better than Eddie Hall because he was competing with Eddie Hall. Similarly, if you're competing with other people at the gym, you will be compelled to do better than the other people, and the other people will compete with you. And this healthy competition will make you progress so much faster that you will not even be able to comprehend it, because every single rep that you compete with another person is 1% closer to your goal. So the more you compete, the faster you achieve your target. The third point, think of the gym more like a hangout spot than the gym itself. In other words, have fun at the gym. Don't just go to the gym to lift weights and leave. Go to the gym to make friends. Go to the gym to have fun. Go to the gym to socialize with other people. Us humans are social creatures, so we naturally try to be as social as possible. And if we are not being social, then it is detrimental to our mental health. It is detrimental to other things that we do. So when you hit the gym and you have fun at the gym, you will feel like hitting the gym again and again. When you find gym bros that also have fun at the gym, and you're having fun with those gym bros at the gym, then hitting the gym consistently becomes so much easier, because you're not trying to discipline yourself into going to the gym every single day. Now, yes, while discipline is very much important when you're hitting the gym, but just hitting the gym because of pure discipline gets so boring, gets so repetitive, that at one point it starts to feel like you're compelling yourself to go to the gym. And whenever you feel like something is being compulsory, you naturally try to stay away from it. And that is a fact. Even when you're studying, if you feel like you're being compelled to study, then you tend to study less. Making consistency easier is the key aspect to having a good physique. The next advice would be, have an impact at the gym. What I mean by this is when you walk into the gym, the people should know that you're here. When me and Sunny they enter the gym, the entire vibe of the gym changes. We are playing loud music, we are making noise at the gym, we are arguing with each other, we are cracking jokes, we are laughing loudly, and everybody at the gym gets to know that yes, these two people are here. And even the trainer mentions that the entire vibe of the gym changes when we enter. And this is important because if you look at trend twins, whenever they enter the gym, the entire vibe of the gym changes. They are fighting, they are arguing, they are lifting heavy, they are shouting, and everybody gets to know that, oh my god, the trend twins are here at the gym. And if you're not making this impact at the gym, then you will just feel like you're being unnoticed. And being unnoticed is the worst thing that can happen to you because it is so demotivating to be unnoticed. And when you're noticed by people, it just motivates you to go to the gym again. Because I personally feel like when I go to the gym, I am noticed by people. I find people who look up to me, who compete with me, who learn things from me, and these things just make me want to hit the gym again and again. And that again makes it so much easy for me to stay consistent at the gym. And consistency is the name of the game when it comes to weightlifting or when it comes to being jacked, because even when you lift one weight per day, the difference between a person who does not even touch the weight, who does not even look at the weights is immense. And the last advice, which is the most important, is to work out for working out and not for a physique. Because I know that most of you guys work out because you're chasing a physique. Now this advice is a little bit controversial, but I strongly believe in it, that if you're working out for a certain type of physique, then most probably you will end up leaving the gym in no time, because I know that most of you who are chasing a physique, that physique is either an animated character or it is a physique that has been enhanced using steroids. And even if it is natural, like how Alex Eubank was when I started lifting and I used to look up to him, a physique like that is so difficult to achieve, and a physique like that has taken years of hard work to achieve. So you are not going to see any results close to that physique to keep you motivated to keep working out. And I know that most of you guys are impatient as fuck. Even I was when I was starting out. And this is a mistake that I have made, because I was working out to look like Alex Eubank. I was working out to look like David Dale. And I know that I will never be able to look like those guys in such a short time. Now, even if I do begin to look like them, it'll take a long time for me, and I'm much far away from that position. And the day that I started to work out, because I wanted to work out, was when I actually started enjoying hitting the gym. Otherwise, it was mostly compulsion because I was trying to look like somebody else. And so my number one advice to beginner lifters would be work out for working out and not for a physique. And the physique that you get eventually should be a byproduct of your hobby, not the main product of your hobby. The main product of your hobby should be gratitude, gratification, and dopamine from working out. When you start working out, initially you're either going to see a lot of progress or you're not going to see any progress at all. And this happens because of two things. When a skinny person starts working out, they're going to see newbie gains and they're going to progress in the gym very rapidly. Meanwhile, when a fat person starts working out, they're not going to see any results at all for the first few weeks. That's because a skinny person does not have fat that's covering the muscles. And when you start working out, your muscles become defined very rapidly. But for a fat person, the muscles are covered by the fat. And your fat does not start to deplete as soon as you start working out. And if you fall in love with lifting weights, if you fall in love with hitting the gym consistently, and if you enjoy the company of people that are in your gym, then it's so much easier to stay consistent. And this consistency over time is what will actually get you the physique that you desire. Paired with progressive overload and lifting heavy if you're skinny, and cardio and calorie deficit and tracking your calories if you're starting out fat, then there should be no reason for you to not be making progress at the gym. Even if you're short on time, even working out 1 hour every day can help a lot. And let me tell you, if you're a busy person, then 1 hour is all it takes to make progress at the gym. 15 minutes of mobility, 40 minutes of working out, and 5 minutes of cooling down. That is all it requires. If you're trying to put cardio in, all you have to do is 15 minutes of mobility, 30 minutes of cardio, and 15 minutes of weights every single day. And that is all you need to lose weight. I have broken the workout routine and the diet plans into a program that is easy to follow for anyone, and you can find it on my Instagram. So do check out my Instagram, which is this, or you can comment your email on this video and I'll send you the details. So if you found this video helpful, then do leave a like, and if you want more videos in the future full of information, then you should definitely subscribe to me, especially if you're a beginner.